Last year, I did a video reacting to Rolling Stone magazine's top 50 superhero movies of all time. To be honest with you, I was a little disappointed in the list. Ghost Rider is on this list, but not Batman. So then I thought to myself, hey, let's take a look at Watchmojo, you know, the king of lists on YouTube, and just see what they think about the best superhero movies of all time. Am I going to have similar complaints? I really hope not. I need 89 Batman to be here. Come on, I know this is the 30-year-old plus person in me talking about this, but I really need that. I really need it.
Welcome to Watchmojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 superhero movies of all time. Number 20, X-Men First Class.
Okay, First Class is a really good X-Men movie. I think that it's one of the best, probably top 3 at least. Logan's gonna be above it. I'm calling it right now. Logan will be above this movie. That's probably gonna be what, top 3? Calling it top 3 for Logan. It'll be interesting to see what the MCU does with these characters finally once they get a chance. But you know, up until now, this is probably the best that like the team has gotten.
Number 19, Zack Snyder's Justice League.
We'll have to see what else shows up on the list, but this is good. Like, I liked it a lot, but I don't know if I'd go top. 20's a lot, so you know, it could be deserving of it. It does have a good look. Like, there's no denying that. Zack Snyder knows how to make things look cool. The length is what kept me from watching it for so long. It took me like what, over a year before I actually sat down and watched it, because it's just like, it's so long. Cyborg stuff is really good though.
Number 18, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's good. The third act is clunky as heck though, so I mean, I don't know. Lots of cool moments in it though. Gal Gadot does good, but like CGI'd armor and everything on the guy at the end just to have one more punching fight is just kind of like, it didn't need it. Also, Chris Pine should be in more things. He's great in this. They tried to bring him back for the other one and it did not work out.
Number 17, Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would probably put this one a lot higher. Guardians is one of my favorite like movies, and I definitely think it's going to be better than most of the movies between here and the top 5 that's going to list. Like, MCU wise, what are you putting above it? Like, you can understand some of the bigger Avengers movies, but I don't know, man. Seems pretty low. And not enough people talk about it, but I really love the score to that movie.
Number 16, The Batman.
The Batman is not better than Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry if that is something you disagree with. That's probably just a taste thing, though. They're both like really well-made movies, obviously. And we'll just kind of see how this one kind of plays out with the continuation of the story and everything. But it's definitely not as easy of a watch as Guardians. That I will say inarguably. It's Guardians is just easy put on. The Batman, you got to be in the mood for it. Zoe Kravitz is really good though, and Paul Dano is nice. I just need to have a little bit more time on it. I don't want to fall into recency bias, right? I don't want to be like, it's the new one, so I might think it should be better. But sometimes I overcorrect on that, so I don't know. I'm just happy it's not higher.
Number 15, Captain America, The Winter Soldier.
Yeah, it's good. I think it gets maybe too much love from everybody, but I don't know. It's definitely really good. Plus you get that Falcon introduction, and I'm all about that. Anthony Mackie's the man. And it's probably the best performance we get out of Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Probably just because she gets the most to do. Even, I think, more than she does in her own movie. So, yeah, this is a good placement on this one. There's a lot of people I think would probably want to put it up higher. I think it's probably just about perfectly placed. Through all of the Bucky stuff is good, too. I love Bucky.
Number 14, Deadpool.
Now, Deadpool wouldn't rank as high for me just based off of my personal preferences. I think it should be in the top 20. I think that it's definitely pulled it off. Everything that the character is doing right is stuff the character does in the comic books. So it's really nice that they actually like, pulled it all off. I'll be interested to see how they manage to really use him in the MCU. It will be something else, I think. The character, though, of Deadpool is something I like in small doses, so I don't want too much of him ever in a row.
Number 13, Thor Ragnarok.
I need to rewatch Ragnarok again. I haven't watched it all the way through since Love and Thunder came out, and I just got a bad taste in my mouth on Thor. This list did come out before Love and Thunder, so I wonder if they still would have had this as high. Or at least said good old Korg. I don't know if that's something that everyone was necessarily feeling by the end of the last Thor movie. I think it does the balancing act well. It's the opposite of what Love and Thunder did. Love and Thunder did not manage to pull it off for me.
Number 12, Captain America: Civil War.
No. Nah. No way Civil War should be above Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier is the best Captain America movie. I say that and then I'm like, wait, I just ranked all the MCU movies. Did I put it above? I don't. Yeah, in this moment, this is how I feel. You do get Black Panther showing up in Spider-Man 2. Yeah, glorified cameos though. Well, Black Panther, he gets stuff to do.
Number 11, Spider-Man: No Way Home.
If we're just ranking experiences in a movie theater, then yeah, for sure this one should be up there. But if we're actually talking about like the quality of the movie, I don't know, it might be a little high. It's impressive how much they're able to kind of fit everything in to the movie and not have it feel too overstuffed. It does leave me with Spider-Man exactly that I want. He's going to be so good in the next one. I'm so excited. Sad, beaten down Spider-Man, as depressing as it might sound. That's a Spider-Man I like to see.
Number 10, The Avengers.
It's so many Marvel movies. It is still a miracle that they pulled off this movie, and that they keep upping those miracles that they're pulling off is incredible. It's the worst Captain America suit though, but he still manages to be the best. It might be my favorite depiction of Nick Fury too. Plus you got Mark Ruffalo coming in as the Hulk is definitely something that I will always be happy about.
Number 9, Superman.
Okay, here we go. Let's get some classics in there. This movie's awesome, and I don't know if people are watching it like they should. You gotta watch it. The original Superman, the first two Superman, are fantastic. They're definitely movies of their time, like with the speed and like the pacing, everything of them. But man, they're so fun. I love Christopher Reeves as Superman, but even more so as Clark Kent. He's so fun, so good. Love Gene Hackman in this. Oh, and they're right though to mention the John Williams score. It's so good. If they don't have Superman 2 on this list though, that could be a problem.
Superman 2 came close.
It came close, but it's not even on the list.
Number 8, Batman.
Okay, there we go. Redemption for superhero lists. Thank you. I'm so happy that it's on the list. I did not want to be mad at this Watchmojo list because I was embarrassed at like how upset I was when it came to the Rolling Stone one. Oh, so good. I love this movie. I just watched it the other day. It's probably my favorite movie of all time. To be fair, I grew up watching it, so nostalgia like crazy on it, but it's up there for me.
Number 7, Avengers Endgame.
Right below Avengers Endgame, that's the perfect place for Batman. No complaints from me here on a list that I don't personally make for it being that low. Thank you, Watchmojo. You made my day. Endgame though, being this low though, is kind of interesting. It is so just like jam-packed. I'll never have another time at a movie theater that was like that. It's just, it really was like once in a lifetime kind of thing.
Number 6, Iron Man.
I mean, it's important when it comes to the future of superhero movies, what they would become and everything. I do not think that it's better than some of the other ones that have been listed so far. Real happy for Robert Downey Jr. that it all turned out. Made a lot of money. Okay, before we get into the top 5, what is going to be in there? Let's just try to guess what's left. Spider-Man 2, Dark Knight. I've already mentioned Logan will be in there. Infinity War. I think they might put Black Panther up high. The Rolling Stone one did. Yeah, we'll just have to find out.
Number 5, Logan.
Logan is a pretty cool movie. Like, it's one of those things again that like you can't just like throw it out there. You can't like come from nowhere and just be like, here's Logan. You have to have built up the world, right, and built up this character over as long for it to have the kind of impact that it does. So again, it's just one of those things that it's special, it's unique, it's not something that you can just replicate. It's not like make old versions of superheroes is just the automatic go-to. It definitely is not an adaptation of Old Man Logan in the comics. That would have been a completely different movie. Recommend that comic if you haven't read it before. Old Man Logan's awesome.
Number 4, Black Panther.
See, there it is. Called it. It was a cultural milestone. I don't think there's anything wrong for it being as high as it is. It's just not something that I would put that high. Top 10, I wouldn't argue with at all, though. So, talking villains, though, Killmonger is really awesome. And Chadwick Boseman does great, too. It is a good movie. It really is. It is very funny to me now that T'Challa's dad is like the Colonel from like those murder mystery movies with Adam Sandler.
Number 3, SpiderMan II.
All right. Man, I love Spider-Man 2. This movie fights with Batman and Paddington 2 to be my favorite movie of all time. Constantly. So, Doc Ock is a perfect Spider-Man villain in this movie. Plus, it's very funny. The montage to Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head is one of my favorite things ever. Spider-Man eating a hot dog while fire trucks are going to a burning building. That's classic.
Number 2, Avengers Infinity War.
Infinity War, and that's going to put The Dark Knight number 1. Now, personally, I put Endgame over Infinity War, but I can definitely understand people's wanting to have this one higher. The ending of this movie is crazy, and like they're saying here, Thanos is phenomenal as a character. Never would have thought that like sitting in a theater, all the people crying at the end of this movie would be a high point of my cinematic life, but it definitely has been. I loved how much everybody was all upset. It's so good.
Number 1, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Now, get by this joke. No one's falling for it for a second. Not even a reaction out of me. I'm one for a good joke. Like, this is pretty funny.
Number 1, The Dark Knight.
I think it's a better number 1 choice than the Rolling Stones one, which had Black Panther at number 1.
At this point, The Dark Knight's status as the best superhero movie isn't a matter of opinion.
No. It's still an opinion. Don't listen to them. You don't have to agree with it. It holds up incredibly well, though. It's a fantastic movie. Every time I start watching it, I'm like, I probably am overhyping it for myself, but then by the time the movie's over, I'm always just like, no, it's just as good as I remember it. I just think for me, the big thing that knocks it down just a little bit is how many people have been doing the Joker impression for, oh gosh, over a decade at this point. So yeah, that hasn't been a great contributing factor from this movie, but the movie itself is really good. So, well, there we go. That's the whole list. It didn't have quite as many things that made me upset, right? The fact that Batman 89 was not on that other list at all, and I had to see, Tank Girl, Blade 2, which is fine movies, right? But show up and then 89 Batman not even on there. This has redeemed it. It's on the list. That's all I care about. I wish we had some kind of consensus on like what makes a superhero movie. Some people like to really just focus in on the comic nature of them. Some people, it's like they gotta have powers. So it's like things like Chronicle. Where does that factor in? Chronicle is about people with superpowers. Should that be a superhero movie? But that's the nebulous nature of making lists online. And I thought it was kind of fun to go in and look at this. Thank you so much for being here. Look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, you take care.